broken here, but it's okay. We'll manage. Welcome every single buddy to a major Colonial Impact Wrestling storyline update, programming update. I am your Colonial Champion, Sean McCarty. Very much excited to bring to you what's next for the 2024 Colonial Impact Wrestling calendar. It is going to be an exciting time to be a part of CIW, and we have got a lot that's coming up. But we're not going to get to all of it. I'm going to give you the huge news first, and then we'll talk about how we're going to get there. Now, last year, we revived the King of the Spring tournament. And that King of the Spring tournament, we had 32 participants. It was won by the Joker. And that was our main theory and our main matchups for the spring of 2023. And Corleone and myself thought to ourselves, where do we go from here? What do we do in 2024 to take things up to the next level? And as I'm sure you can see, I'm currently holding a replica belt of the World Tag Team Championships. The other one owned by Abizzle, by the way. And shout out to you. I see that you're here. And the reason I'm carrying this tag team belt around me is that I am very, very excited to announce that we will be reviving the Rebels and Redcoats Tag Team Tournament. And we have revived it. Now, back before we kind of crashed, I guess is the way, and when Jack Six took all his money and that basically ended CIW back in 2016, we were starting to toy around with this idea, which was we made a 64-man tournament. A 64-team tournament, I'm sorry. It was a gigantic tournament. Everybody in the game, everybody that I had made breaking the fourth wall, everybody got a tag team match. Everybody got a big shot. And the thing that I'm bringing this up for is that it was an unrefined idea. And it was also when I was at the point where Jack Six was already taking our money, so it really did feel a lot of ways like the cause was lost. But now we're going one step further. This year, over the course of April, heading into May in our May pay-per-view, which is going to be the revival of Massacre, a 3-day event. We're going to talk about that in a minute. We are going to have a 16-team tournament. And the winner of that matchup and the winner of the finals of that tournament will get a World Championship opportunity, tag title opportunity, at the time of that team's choosing, which means we're basically doing King of the Spring, but tag teams, baby. It's a wonderful little piece of yes and we're finishing and fixing one of the last few pieces of unrefined ideas of the previous administration. The Rebels and Redcoats tournament makes its triumphant return here and now. It begins on April 3rd, which is a Wednesday. 3rd, 4th, and 5th are when the days are going to be when we officially start the tournament. And then every week following, it will be a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday affair. So every Thursday, every Friday, and every Saturday in April, you are getting a match. You are getting tag team action. The first round is going to be all tornado tag matches. Round 2, we're going to test if you can handle the chaos. Let's see you handle true tag team technical ability. So you're going in our second round, the quarterfinals, we're doing a regular good old-fashioned tag match. Let's see how well you can perform true tag team wrestling. And if you make it to the semifinals, you have to work as a team. You have to strategize because the semifinals happen in a steel cage. And you know the only way to win is both partners leave the cage. We've seen it work to the success and to detriment of many. Can you as a team make it that far? And then the finals of that tournament will be held on day 2 of Massacre, a best of 3 falls match. And it is going to be the first match, normal tag match. You did it once. Let's see if you can do it again. Match 2 will be a tables match. And should it come to it, match 3 will be a tag team ladder match. The Rebels and Redcoats tournament, we are doing tag action. We are bringing prestige back to the tag team divisions of professional wrestling as we know it. Because it seems to me that very few, while they say and they claim to be lovers of tag team wrestling, they don't quite demonstrate it in their booking, do they? This is going to be the year that Colonial Impact Wrestling gives tag team wrestling the respect and dignity it deserves. And we are going to have a wonderful set of time. Now, let me list to you the participants. We have 16 teams, and yes, There will be brackets to fill out because it is March, so naturally we got to get some brackets filled in. So let me read to you who we have. We have the tag teams of A. Bizzle and Michael Corleone. Of course, those two had to get their names into the hat. Former number one contenders for the tag team championships back in the day. So they definitely know what's up, and they have quite a lot of skill that they're going to put together. And they are the first team that kind of threw their name into the hat. Team number two, we have the new formed team of Green and Clean, which is Mr. Clean and Captain Planet. Those two are going to see and they can make their part. This is in no particular order, by the way. When you see the bracket that I'm going to post the link for, not only in the description of this video, but also in a community post. I do it on the live chat, but YouTube's really weird about putting links to other things in the live chat. It's like, no, do that. Only YouTube. And so because YouTube is kind of a butt that way, you're going to have to bear with me until after the stream is over. And then I will make sure that you get the links necessary to fill out your brackets. We'll talk about that in a second. Team number three is Ganondorf and a mystery partner. Now, we know that Ganondorf has been and just joined the Greasy Green Gigolos. And what I am told is that the Greasy Green Gigolos are continuing to recruit, and they have found a fourth member, a fourth gigolo to party around with. So it's getting greener and greener, ladies and gentlemen. And what that means, who knows? And of course, the OG Greasy Green Gigolos, Piccolo and Reptile, they're naturally going to be in the tournament. Well, maybe CIW's most charismatic, enigmatic team ever to grace CIW. They're going to be thrown in. And of course, the team that they fought at the WrestleBration, the Shades of Black, Neo and Riddick, tagged together again for the first time in quite some time, because the last time we had the tag match, it was 47 and Neo. But Neo and Riddick are the two that actually have won the CIW Tag Team Championships, two-time CIW Tag Team Champions. They're going to be thrown in. And speaking of new recruits, we are also told that Agent 47 and the Shades of Black have found a new fourth member of the Shades of Black, which brings it now up to, I think this would be the official sixth member, when Chrono came and went and Arthur Curry came and went. But now we've got another man who's going to make his name and make his presence felt. So Agent 47 will be tagging with whoever they've chosen. I don't know who it is yet. We just know that they have gotten a recruit. They're going to be in the mix. We've got the team of Dave Chappelle and Smoke, who won at the WrestleBration and beat Eminem and James Marks, the team known as the Detroit Manifesto, who will also be entered into the tournament. Of course, we saw the debut of Luigi back at the WrestleBration. So here and first, we are going to see the reuniting of the Mario Brothers as they get their name in. We also have Rain and Souls, Ermac and Rain, who are subordinates, I guess is the way I'd put it, to Sub-Zero, or at least they're in cahoots. And we'll talk about Sub-Zero in a second, but they're going to be in the mix. The other Rangers, it turns out that the Blue and the Green Ranger, they have since resolved their differences from the WrestleBration. They're getting back into the mix. They're going to see whether they can figure out if they can get themselves some tag team accolades while they're thrown into it. And we have, I think I've only got four more teams to mention. We've got the team of the Forgotten Fighters, or the remaining Forgotten Fighters, which is Sagat and Nathan Von Schrader. They're going to be thrown in. Of course, we also have the Sons of Lavos, Chrono and Magus, who were very close to beating DC at Autumn Asylum for the Tag Team Championships. Just didn't quite happen, or I'm sorry, at Oblivion. And it didn't quite happen, but they're going to take another shot at it. And speaking of a team that the Sons of Lavos know quite well, Tenacious E, Jack Black, and Eclipse. They get their names thrown in the hat into this tournament, looking to get some tag team success themselves. And we do have kind of a strange bedfellows pairing, which was done in the spur of the moment, but because Simon Belmont was so adamant and has gotten into this feud with Sagat, he wanted to be in this tournament, enter this tournament, and the person that came to join him, amazingly enough, was a man that he fought more than once in Ken Masters. So we are going to see the tag team of Ken Masters and Simon Belmont also added into the tournament. And last but certainly not least, I didn't want to add these guys in. Michael Corleone didn't want to add these guys in. But somebody made sure that we knew that there was some level of loophole in the WrestleBration contract that if Liu Kang won his TAW championship match against A Bizzle, that there was going to be an opportunity for them to kind of shoehorn themselves into something we want. So the final team is the Shaolin Combat Club, Liu Kang, the TAW champion, and A Bizzle. Liu Kang and A Bizzle, who hate each other. They may be going at it one more time. Liu Kang and Bruce Lee, the Shaolin Combat Club, make their return and hopefully their last to CIW, as they have been nothing but trouble for CIW as a whole. But they are going to be added into the tournament. It is going to be an incredible, incredible month. That leads us to Massacre, which is going to be on December 9th, 10th, and 11th. And that is going to be our major 3 shows. And we've got a big 3-day event, 4 matches on each card, the finals, of course. And we are going to do a bigger storyline update with all the details of those matches closer to the event. Actually, the day before, on the 8th, is when we're going to kind of flesh everything out, give you the whole breakdown of the card, who's fighting who and why. It's all going to be laid out there for you. But we've got a little ways to get there, so we're not going to get too far yet. But then, April's still a month away. So what are we going to do, huh? What are we going to do? We going to leave you hanging? Absolutely not. We've got 4 Saturday Night Hype matches leading us up to the big moment. Match number 1 is going to happen next week, March the 9th. Big matchup, huge matchup, because after the way that the WrestleBration match ended for the CIW Tag Team Championships, Wario and Waluigi have done nothing but bitch to the office, demanding a rematch. And because we don't really just hand rematches to people, we try not to. Sometimes it happens, but we try not to. Michael Corleone came up with a great idea. He said, okay, if Wario and Waluigi can pin both members of DC, Penguin and Batman, if they can pin them both in singles matches, they will get a tag team championship rematch at Massacre. So next week, we are getting a Haas fight. It is Wario versus the Penguin. Big time matchup. Will the remaining members of DC in Wonder Woman, who we found out aligned herself with the rest of them at the WrestleBration, and of course the former Exceeds champion Aquaman, who knows where they're going to be in the mix, but Wario, Penguin, huge matchup next week. Stay tuned for that. The week afterwards is 3/16. That's Stone Cold Steve Austin Day. And it just so happens that on the social medias, Jimmy Corderis got very drunk one night, past, I don't know, I think it was the leap year night. He got very drunk. He started playing 2K23 with Steve Austin. He started losing, and then just started going off on Stone Cold as a whole. And Corderis said, I'm a better bald guy than you, and this is coming from one. And that's the way he did it. He did it like that. He had a hat on. He took it off. And Stone Cold obviously was not too happy about that. So on Stone Cold Steve Austin Day, we are getting Jimmy Corderis one-on-one with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Thank you, Steve, for coming into CIW, but that is going to be a gigantic matchup. And Jimmy Corderis, he's got a big mouth, but he's our favorite referee, and God bless him. I guess he got the itch for wrestling. Once you get back in the ring, it's real hard getting back out of the ring. So Jimmy challenged Stone Cold. Stone Cold accepted. March 16th, Stone Cold and Jimmy Corderis. The week following, which is the 23rd, that's our second of our singles matches. It is Waluigi one-on-one with Batman in a kind of a strange bedfellows pairing. But this will end, should the Penguin beat Wario, then the point will kind of be moot in this, and then it'll just be who's gonna compete. And the thing is, the whole reason that this was put into play was that DC really made an effort and an exerted, some registered consternation that they didn't feel like they needed to defend their belts. And we at CIW said that's bullshit, but we also don't know who you're going to face. And there's the tag team thing. So we'll see if Waluigi and Wario can win their singles matches. And if they do it, they get another shot. But if not, then DC is going to get away with not defending their tag team championships at Massacre. And I don't like that at all. But that's the way the Corleone has it set up. That way it made it as fair to both parties as possible. Team Mischief has to prove themselves, but at the same time, we've got a lot going on. But then March 30th, huge matchup. It is the number one contenders match for the Colonial Impact Wrestling Heavyweight Championship that was won by Bully Maguire, Symbiote Spider-Man, back at the main event of the WrestleBration. His first title defense, we will find out who he will face. Will it be the man that Spider-Man beat in the first round of the tournament, Freddy Krueger, who has asked for this match because of his tag credentials and also because of how incredible a match he had with Spider-Man? Maybe got the closest to beating Spider-Man when you look at it. He maybe got closer than anybody to actually taking him down in that first round of the tournament. Freddy versus the man who buried his brother after surviving 7 circles of hell, 7 matches, an hour-long, the most brutal match I've ever seen in CIW. We are getting in a number one contenders match on March the 30th, Freddy Krueger one-on-one with Sub-Zero. And the winner of that match will face Bellini himself, Symbiote Spider-Man, in the main event of Day 3 of Massacre. So there's a lot on the line just in these next few weeks of everything developing, and then we kick off the tournament, and we start to see who can make the name for themselves in the tag team ranks, who will make it to the finals and compete on Day 2's main event of Massacre. It's all coming up, and it's all going to be truly tremendous. And I look forward to seeing each and every one of you there. Now, you may be wondering, what's in it for me if I fill in a bracket, right? If I go to the link, which I'm going to post soon, and fill out a bracket, what's in it for me? Well, I will first reveal to you that the winner of the 2023 bracket predictions for the King of the Spring was none other than Mag Nation stalwart Trevor Nickel. And I have yet to give him his prize because we are going to be giving the winner of this tournament and the bracket of this tournament that same prize. We have not finished the designs yet, but I will tease that we are trying, and we are going to really make an effort to, and I hope we're going to get it all taken care of, to create the first and maybe only ever, this might be one of a kind, well, however many we order of a kind, Colonial Impact Wrestling t-shirts. That's right, merch, baby. You're going to get all sorts of branding. You could wear CIW and people will ask you, what the hell is that? And you're going to have to stop and talk to them for 15 to 20 minutes to explain why you're wearing the t-shirt of an E-Fed on YouTube. But I don't care. You could win one for free today if you fill in that bracket. If you come the closest to predicting correctly what will happen, you will get a CIW t-shirt, as well as Trevor's getting one. I'm going to have one. A Bizzle's getting one. Josh Again's getting one. There's going to be a lot on the line. So that could be yours. There is incentive. Last year, I did a disservice because I said a prize. I had no backing for that. This year, we're going to give you what you want, and that's going to be showing everybody who is the best E-Fed in town. Where's the other merch? Show me the other merch from other E-Feds. As a matter of fact, don't do that, because it's not going to be as good as what you're going to receive if you fill out this bracket. So that is the bottom line, because Stone Cold's wrestling on March the 16th. And the major events coming up. We thought, was last year too much? Nah. We can handle 50 some odd matches in the spring. We said, hold my beer. We're going bigger. We're going better. And we're doubling the participants. So ladies and gentlemen, the Rebels and Redcoats tournament is coming right around the corner. 4 Saturday Night Hype matches with huge implications coming up. I'm excited. Get excited. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Save a Referee today. Your likes matter. They've saved many a man from critical injury. We couldn't do it without you. And until next week, thank you all for coming to this programming update. And we will see you as the spring starts rolling, the flowers keep blooming, and CIW keeps bing, bang, and booming. Take care, everybody.